Hi, today I would like to talk to you about a book called Che, a memoir by Fidel Castro. You can find this book on Amazon for £7.25. Please keep listening for a more in-depth review. Many people wonder why people buy books like these, but I feel if you're going to wear a Che t-shirt or speak about revolutionary movements or communism in general, you need to know a bit about the stuff, so here it goes. Right, reading from the back of the book, it says Fidel Castro writes with great candor and emotion about a historic revolutionary partnership that changed the face of Cuba and Latin America. Fidel creates a vivid portrait of Che Guevara, the man, the revolutionary, and intellectual, revealing much about his own inimitable determination and character. This new edition of a unique political memoir includes Fidel's speech on the return of Che's remains to Cuba 30 years after his assassination in Bolivia in 1967 and provides a frank assessment of the Bolivian mission. Now, though the book says it's about Che Guevara, I honestly didn't find out that much about him. It basically tells you the rough basics you need to know about him. But if you look more in depth to it, you find more Fidel Castro's views on the situation and what he done on things, and why I believe Fidel Castro was a bigger influence to the world than Che Guevara. While reading this book, I wrote down some of the things that I thought were quite useful or found interesting in the book, so here's a few good points. I find it very informative, the fact that it tells you how Che Guevara died and how the situation went down is quite interesting. Though I prefer to read about the theory behind politics, I still found it interesting enough to keep me reading. I also found it very insightful how Fidel's views on it were more interesting than the actual, well, what happened in Che Guevara's life. But then again, that's just me. And the fact that it has Fidel Castro's speech in English after the death, well, the remains coming back from Cuba, is quite amazing. Now, a few bad points. I feel the book can get some, well, quite tedious at points how it repeats information that you already know or has already told you in the past. Though I do believe it's a book you can delve into any part at any time, so that must be its excuse. I also find it quite hard to get through in parts because it was basically repeating itself over and over again, like I've said a wee minute ago. But I believe this should be stressed because it's not an easy read if you're on a plane or in the car. Now I'm going to try and do a rating system, so thumbs up is buy, thumbs down is don't buy, stay away from, and rent in the case of DVDs, CDs and games are, well, rent. Now I believe this is a thumbs up if you want to know more on the subject if you're new to it. I also believe it's a thumbs up if you know very little and you want to find out Fidel Castro's theories and views on the situation, whereas if you want to find Guevara's, just stay away from it. I also think if you want to read Fidel Castro's speeches in English or you just want to have them in your collection, it's a must. I also believe if you're introducing someone to the subject so you can talk about it with someone, it's hard to say or not to buy, but I think it's a good introduction about the situation, how Che Guevara died, and why the Cubans are so angry about it, or the Cuban revolutionaries, since it's a split area. Now, if you want a reason why to read it, I think it's essential to learn about the legend of Che Guevara's life and how he died, and the partnership, of course, Fidel Castro's views on the situation. I feel that it's not a book about Che if you go into it because it's just what he done, whereas It's more Fidel Castro's views on the situation and how it went down. I know I'm repeating myself, but I must stress this: if you're looking to buy a book on Che, it's not for you. But I definitely recommend it for anyone interested on the life of Fidel Castro or the views.